June 2025. Madam Speaker, I really want to, first of all, on the face of it, appreciate Dr. Mutunga. Dr. Mutunga is not just a chair of a committee. He's a well-informed academic. He's also an able chairman. I really want to appreciate it because had it not been your efforts, I would have accepted that shallow, hollow, out of touch, actually, response, and this House will have been duped. The fact that we went back to the drawing board, this has triggered a number of things, Madam Speaker. I saw the statement on 30th June 2025. The Speaker approved on 1st July 2025. And shockingly, Madam Speaker, a few days later, the ministry, in cahoots with the Council of Governors, decided to call for a joint meeting, the first of its kind since devolution. That was dated. I wish they did this. Instead of doing it in Serena, Mombasa, I wish they went to Wajir, Garissa, Mandera, Isiolo, Tana River, and many other places so that they could interact. That meeting resolved to have 15 resolutions. But what is even more encouraging, Madam Speaker, these same resolutions again will be subjected to a further verification meeting that will take place between 23rd to 25th October. So I want to thank you. This is a very comprehensive statement.
So you're happy?
Can I complete, Madam Speaker?
You know, Honorable Kainan, having been the one who requested, you know the rules. If it is a clarification, ask for it. Don't debate it. Yeah, don't debate it. There's still a lot of business.
I really want to indulge you. Maybe your ears are not used to livestock music, but I think that's with a light touch.
Not about, you're out of order, Honorable Kainan.
Okay.
Any matter to the Speaker is important.
Yes.
Totally out of order.
Okay. Let me say this. Let me say this. This is very good. The response is good. The avenues being suggested are very good. Will I be right to ask you, as the chair, to make sure these resolutions, these joint resolutions between the Council of Governors and the Ministry are properly implemented? And when that meeting will take place between 23rd and 25th October, your committee under your able leadership will be part of the deliberations to make sure this does not become another paper that will be thrown into the shelves of the Ministry of Agriculture. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Very well. Dr. Mutunga, I think you're up to the task, as has been said by Honorable Kainan. Allow us to go to the next statement requested by Honorable Joseph Namwar. Is in the House?
This temporary speaker is too.
Is in the House? Where is he? Okay. Oh. I didn't know Ematha is Namwar. Ematha Namwar. Yes. Honorable Kangogo.
Madam Speaker, I have a response by the Honorable Namwar regarding the lack of development and non-exploitation of Lake Turkana resources. The Honorable Speaker, I will be very brief and summarize because I already gave the Honorable Member a copy of my response, which he has. Madam Speaker, the Lake Turkana is a closed basin in the northwestern of Kenya. And Madam Speaker, the response from the ministry, which is signed by the Honorable Hassan Ali Joho, gives that there are plans to establish the Lake Turkana Development Authority, including the expected timelines for its establishment. And the Honorable Speaker, the Lake Basin lies in the Kerio Valley Development Authority, that is physical, and it has physical offices in Lodwar Town. The strategy is in place to develop the blue economy in Lake Turkana, particularly the fisheries and the aquaculture. The Honorable Speaker, the CS is saying that is strengthening the fish fork capacity, and currently there are about 51 PMUs, that is the beach management units, in Lake Turkana. There is also, Madam Speaker, they have established a monitoring control and surveillance. The department has acquired and deployed a surveillance boat in Lake Turkana. Also, Madam Speaker, there is a development of fishing and fishing fleet capacities. with the new fish markets. Currently, the State Department of Blue Economy and Fisheries is working on the fish markets analysis and fish hydrostatic survey in partnership with the Dutch Embassy in Lake Turkana, and also seeking to commercialize the fishing industry in Lake Turkana, which the fish is being utilized locally and also internationally within the region. Strengthening also the co-management through the needs surveys for the coordinated PMUs training, strengthening the lake-wide co-management structures and bylaws enforcement to promote a sustainable exploitation of fisheries. And then under item number D is intercommunal and cross-border natural resource-based conflicts through the promotion of cross-border peace programs and enhancing a dialogue between the fisher folks and other livelihoods. Item number 3, Honorable Speaker, the infrastructure projects currently underway to support the economic activities around the Lake Turkana, including the roads, the cold storage facilities, and fishing landing sites. So, Madam Speaker, there is a proposed construction of fishing landing sites in Kalokol and Loyangalani in Turkana and Marsabit counties, respectively. The landing sites will be equipped with the jetties called storage facilities, ice-making machines, potable water, and sanitary facilities, and fish processing areas. These facilities will improve the fish post-harvest management, and further, the modern fish markets are proposed for the establishment in Kalokol and Lowang Rang. It's called the Lowarengak in Turkana County. The fish markets, which includes the fish landing sheds, cold storage units, and processing areas. The fish markets will support the fishing community by providing trading and marketing opportunities. The modern markets will also promote the fish value chain to tap the high local markets. So the State Department of Blue Economy and Fisheries has developed the concept node projects covering the Samburu, Turkana, and Marsabit counties, Madam Speaker, and it's also supported by the IFAD. The ministry is implementing the Lake Turkana Maritime Transport and the Investment Project. The objective of the project is to develop the integrated framework for managing a maritime resources, infrastructure, and well-developed and safe system of maritime transport. Under the same Honorable Speaker, the development of Lodua, Kitale, Nadabal, and Lodua Kalokol roads has also improved the access to the fisheries. Other road networks, these are just the road networks that will make it easier for the fish to be taken to the market. Under item number 4, Honorable Speaker, from the ministry, the support being provided by the Fisher Folk and Beach Management Units, PMUs, to enhance the access equipment, financing and markets and capacity building. There are about 51 registered beach management units in Lake Turkana, 41 in Turkana County and 10 in Marsabit County. Through the Fish Marketing Authority, that is the KFMA, the 51 PMUs have been sensitized on a fish commercialization and subsequent establishment of fish marketing cooperatives. The cooperatives will strengthen the currently weak market structure by improving and bargaining the power. The State Department is in the process of facilitating the PMUs with the modern fish drying racks, and the adoption of the modern fish drying racks will improve the hygiene quality of sun-dried fish. In collaboration with International Authority for Development, that is ICAD, I have trained about 30 women in fishing care development and repair to enhance sustainable fishing in the lake. The measures which are being put in place to protect Lake Turkana from environmental threats, including coordination of conservation efforts and the sustainable exploitation of resources. Madam Speaker, currently the Lake Turkana is experiencing high water levels. The increasing water levels has not only displaced the fishing community, but also destroyed the community structures, including the dry fish stores, the cold fish storage, and the fish processing facilities, particularly the Kalokol and the Loengalani. Through collaboration with the development partners, need assessment has been conducted to evaluate the damage and interventions. Under the Lake Turkana Fisheries Management Plan, the water abstractions, the climate change and pollution are strategic issues identified for consideration. The strategic issues will be addressed through the establishment of Transboundary River Omo Lake Turkana Management Plan, a promotion of sustainable land use in the basin, monitoring of heavy metals and macronutrients, and the establishment of pollution monitoring unit. The department, through the Kenya Fisheries Service, is continuously conducting monitoring, control, and surveillance to combat illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing activities in Lake Turkana. These efforts would ensure the sustainable fishing. In partnership with ICAD, I've also developed the Omo Turkana Basin Integrated Fisheries Management Plan to address the Omo Basin catchment issues in Kenya, Sudan, South Sudan, Somalia, and Ethiopia. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, the Kenya-Ethiopian MOU signed on 21st February 2024 establishes the framework for consultation and cooperation in fisheries and aquaculture. Among the areas of cooperation in the MOU include the cooperation in sustainable development and management of fisheries and aquaculture, the fish quality assurance, and capacity building. This will provide a holistic approach towards the sustainable management of Lake Turkana Basin resources, addressing the resource-based conflict and anthropogenic and environmental threats. Madam Speaker, that is the response which is signed by the Halias and Joho, the EGA, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Blue Economy, Mining and Maritime Affairs. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Very well. Member for Turkana Central, are you satisfied?
Madam Speaker, thank you. I am not satisfied with the response. If I am told to rate at the scale of 5, I will give it 1. Only on item number 3, Madam Speaker. I say so because it is only the fish markets that were just advertised, and we did site handovers recently that are tangible, Madam Speaker. And that is your number 3, answer to my question number 3. Madam Speaker, allow me to just say 3 things on this response, quickly. Number 1, Madam Speaker, the first report or research on Lake Turkana potentiality was done in 1982. Recently, in 2022, a research was done by IGAD and Ecofish. Madam Speaker, Dr. Wasie Antena, who was the researcher on using the full well potential of Lake Turkana, in his report, I quote, "Fish which should be a source of development die of old age in Lake Turkana." That is a recent report of 2022, Madam Speaker. And it means that Lake Turkana is not developed and its potential is not being exploited, in short, Madam Speaker. And that is what our president was able to mention and say, fish in Lake Turkana die of old age. He was making reference to that report by Dr. Wasie Antene of 2022, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, number 2 on the same, or B of that, Lake Turkana has a potentiality of producing 30,000 metric tons of fish. But currently, we are producing only 5,000 annually, Madam Speaker. And that is why the 25,000 fish die of old age. And this lake has a potential of feeding over 58% of the population in Turkana as a source of livelihood, Madam Speaker. Allow me also to say, Madam Speaker, that Turkana and Marsabit are not connected in the same manner in which Homa Bay and Siaya are connected. What do I say? We don't have a ferry. It will have improved on transport. It will have improved on business and trade, Madam Speaker. But nothing. We cannot be able to reach Marsabit. We have to go up to Samburu to reach Marsabit, Madam Speaker. Number three, in FY or financial year 2021-2022, for example, an allocation of 13 billion was given to the Ministry of Fisheries and to the State Department of Fisheries. Only 30,000 was given to Turkana, to Lake Turkana, for training of BMUs. The rest went to the Indian Ocean and Lake Victoria, Madam Speaker. It means there is no, when I look at this report or response, it is like a concept note. There is nothing tangible that we can say is happening in Lake Turkana.
Honorable Kangogo, you have been rated at 20% from that statement. What do you have to say?
Madam Speaker, to an extent, I want to agree with the Honorable Namwar that actually Lake Turkana, it's been neglected for a while. And Madam Speaker, on 20th of this month, next week, my committee will be visiting Lake Turkana for a public participation, which I also reported before you, Madam Speaker, in the liaison committee, that we are developing a new fisheries management bill, Madam Speaker, which is going to address many of the challenges our fishermen they've been facing, including the fishermen in Lake Turkana. And on the same day, Honorable Speaker, we are also going to Baringo and Naivasha. And Madam Speaker, once the new fisheries bill is passed by this House, so we will be able, Madam Speaker, to make sure that we are put in place some legislation which will address all those challenges our fishermen are facing. So I want to invite the Honorable Namwar. On 20th, we will be in Lake Turkana, and also to hear the views of the fishermen of the people of Turkana, and also as we legislate also to that bill so that we can factor in their views. And also, I know they will come up with the issues of the development of the lake, the landing sites, and everything. Madam Speaker, the last one, the money he's talking about 13 billion, which came as it's a donor-funded projects under through the ministry. That money was specific. The money was specific to about 5 coastal counties of Mombasa, Kwale. And Madam Speaker, the ministry, they have another agreement, the phase 2 of the project, which we have discussed with the CS Honorable Ali Hassan Joho, to include Lake Turkana in the next phase of the funding, Honorable Speaker. So I want to personally take up as the chair of the committee with the ministry, and I will include the Honorable Namwar, so that we make sure that all across the country, Lake Victoria, in Mombasa and everywhere, the fishing industry, Madam Speaker, is upgraded. Thank you.
Honorable Namwar.
Madam Speaker, just a quick one. In the current financial year budget, the budget on fisheries for Lake Turkana, if you look at it, has no equity. It must start with this budget, Madam Speaker, other than just giving us concept notes. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I am sure the chair you have heard. Next one will be the member for Kandara. Are you in the House? Response by Honorable GK and your committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the member for Kandara, the Honorable Chege Jogona MP, requested statement regarding the completion of construction of Mackenzie, Muruka, Kamurugu Road. Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Chege Jogona MP in the request sought the following. 1, reasons for storing of the Mackenzie, Muruka, Kamurugu Road from the year 2022 to date. despite the contractor having been paid part of the contract sum by the government in fulfillment of its obligation. Number 2, detailed report accounting for the sum of Kenya shillings 24 million paid to the contractor against the proportion of works undertaken. And 3, the estimated timeline for the resumption and completion of the road as per the contract awarded in the year 2021. And number 4, the interim measures, if any, in place to alleviate the transportation challenges in the area during the period of construction of the road. Honorable Speaker, the committee received a response from the Ministry of Roads and Transport on 30th September, which I now wish to make. Regarding the reasons for storing of the road from the year 2022 to date, despite the contractor having been paid part of the contract sum by the government in fulfillment of its obligation, the ministry reported that the contractor for this road, that is MS Notchmark Surprise Limited, scaled down operations in the year 2022 after delays in payment of the second interim payment certificate, IPC, worth the Kenya shillings 24 million. Although the contractor had mobilized in the month of May 2022 and carried out activities such as pothole patching along the 15.6 kilometer stretch and laying of 2.2 asphalt overlay, he later demobilized while awaiting payment, which was eventually made in October 2023. Despite receiving the funds, the contractor failed to fully resume works and had earlier delayed mobilizing even after being awarded the contract in August 2021. Number 5, however, the ministry outlined that so far, only 39.7% of the work had been achieved despite 1461 days, equivalent of 400% of the contract period having elapsed. Completed activities including a topographical survey, site clearance for the full length, ditch cleaning, desilting and cleaning of culverts, potholes, cutting and trimming and processing the base layers, priming, laying asphalt concrete for 2.2 kilometers and construction of 69 meters of 600 culverts. On the estimated timeline for the resumption and completion of the road, the ministry through KERA has undertaken several interventions towards full resumption of works, including several management meetings in the past 2 months with the contractor, who has since committed to mobilize and resume works in the month of October this year and undertake the remaining works within 6 months. Additionally, on the interim measures put in place to alleviate the transportation challenges in the area, the ministry noted that once the contractor resumes work in the month of October this year, and given that potholes being the main challenge, priority will be given to pothole patching. This will significantly improve the riding surface of the road. The next activity to be prioritized will be laying the asphalt concrete overlay. Honorable Speaker, I submit.
Member for Kandara, are you satisfied with the statement?
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, before I respond to the Chairman Transport, Madam Speaker, allow me to pay tribute to the 16 victims who perished on Sunday during that gruesome road accident on Nairobi-Nakuru Highway. Madam Speaker, we pay our heartfelt condolences to the families. This is one family that lost all the family members. Madam Speaker, we pay tribute to the families of Mr. Karanja, Mr. Mburu, and Mr. Karatu. Madam Speaker, our heartfelt condolences goes to the families, to all the families, and Madam Speaker, we pray to God to give them comfort and peace during this very, very difficult time of the loss. May God bless the memories of the victims, and in the word of Scripture, may God heal our broken hearts and bind up our wounds. And Madam Speaker, I would request you to have the House observe a 1 minute of silence to honor the members of the family and the victims that we lost on Sunday. Madam Speaker, if I can respond to the response by the chair. Yes, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Member for Kandara, I've indulged you, and on behalf of the House, we also send our condolences, and on behalf of Gilgil, where this accident took place, I want to confirm it is one of the worst accident scenes we've ever seen, and we send our prayers to the families that were affected from Kandara, and we pray, as you have said, that they will get peace, they will have peace. And regardless of that, I've indulged you despite the fact that you are to seek clarifications. But from now, because you've already done that, kindly prosecute your matter with the Chair of Transport.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. To the response, we are already in the month of October, Madam Speaker, and I haven't seen any signs of the contractor coming back on the site. Just wanted to make sure, Madam Speaker, we are talking of October 2025. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Joguna, we will make sure that this contractor is given enough pressure to do what he's supposed to do. Honorable Speaker, I will support my colleague in ensuring that this road is completed, and then we will ensure the ministry does what is expected of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Member for Machakos, to be responded by the committee, same committee. Is the member for Machakos in the House? If she's not in the House, you shall table the response, Chair. We'll go to the next statement by Honorable Abubakar Talib. Are you in the House? Yes, so you will respond to, you will table the response to Honorable Kamene and respond to the statement by Honorable Abu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Abubakar Twarib, MP, requested for a statement regarding traffic congestion along Changamwe Port Rides Road. Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Abubakar Twarib, MP, is in the request saw the following. 1, measures being put in place by the government to ease congestion along Changamwe Port Rides Road in Mombasa to ensure smooth flow of traffic in the area. 2, the long-term measures that the government is putting in place to address traffic congestion in the area, including plans, if any, to relocate the container depots to alternative locations. And 3, detailed steps that the government is taking to ensure that Kenya Ports Authority embraces technological changes to adapt to and meet the demand of the fast-growing shipping industry. Honorable Speaker, the committee received a response from the Ministry of Roads and Transport on 30th September. Honorable Speaker, 30th June is my birthday. That's why my tongue is slipping to 30th June. 30th September 2025, which I now wish to make. One regarding the measures being put in place by the government to ease congestion along Changamwe Port Rights Road. The road was recently expanded into a dual carriageway to increase its capacity and ease traffic flow. The ministry noted that the current congestion was largely caused by trucks queuing to access container freight stations and the Port of Mombasa, which are under the jurisdiction of KPA. Two, on the long-term measures that the government is putting in place to address traffic congestion in the area, the ministry stated that KPA had embarked on constructing a new road within the port premises to help decongest the area and facilitate faster cargo movement. Four, further, on the detailed steps that the government is taking to ensure that Kenya Ports Authority embraces technological changes to adapt to and meet the demand of the fast-growing shipping industry, the ministry highlighted several initiatives under KPA's strategic plan 23-24 to 27-28, aimed at embracing global shipping trends and technological advancements. Among them, upgrading the terminal operating system for the end-to-end digitization, installing smart gates and a truck appointment system to streamline cargo movement, and migrating to KPA SAP platform to S4HANA for automation of administrative functions. Honorable Speaker, the following are the other measures involved meant to ease congestion. A, the installation of a vessel traffic measurement and information system to enhance mitigation, safety, and efficiency. B, adoption of an electronic data interchange platform for better collaboration with the trading partners. And C, migration from analog to digital wireless radio communication to improve service delivery and system integration with key actors such as shipping lines, revenue authorities, and partner states can trade and banks under the single window model. 5, and lastly, the ministry emphasized that these combined efforts were geared towards improving efficiency, safety, productivity at the Port of Mombasa while addressing both immediate and long-term traffic concerns. Honorable Speaker, I submit.
Honorable Talib.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm not satisfied on the first question had requested the ministry to look into, as that blocks the highway, which is busy.
I can't hear you. I need to hear you,
Yeah,
Honorable
what I'm
Talib.
thank you. What I'm requesting is for the ministry to move with speed and ease congestion on the Changamwe Portrees Road. This is due to the inland container depots that operate on this area. So as a licensing authority, we cannot, this cannot go on as it's blocking the main highway. They're operating from the main highway. I think that should be a matter of concern that the ministry can move in quickly and correct. Thank you.
Very well, Chair.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. I am surprised that my colleague is not satisfied with this very comprehensive and well-detailed response, which has timelines, and the ministry has told us that they will and they are engaging technological advancement measures to address the congestion challenge.
I think what Honorable Member has said, you just fast track it, and I think it's in order.
We'll do that. Thank you.
Very well. Let us go to the general statement by Honorable Member for Tetu. Honorable Wandeto.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to give a general statement as a tribute to the passing of Honorable F.T. Nyamo, former Member of Parliament for Tetu constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 259D2, I rise to report the demise of Honorable Francis Thombe Nyamo, former Member of Parliament for Tetu constituency, who passed away on Sunday, 28 September 2025. Honorable Speaker, the late F.T. Nyamo was born in 1939 in Tetu, Nyeri County, and lived a life wholly dedicated to the service of the people. His education journey laid a strong foundation for his career, culminating in higher studies that equipped him with the knowledge and vision to lead. A man of intellect and compassion, he channeled his energy into lifting his community and the country. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Nyamo ventured into politics in 2007, successfully contesting the Tetu constituency seat under the Party of National Unity, PNU. He served in the 10th Parliament from 2007 to 2013, where he distinguished himself as a diligent and principled legislator. During his parliamentary stint, he served in the Committees of Education, Research and Technology, Constituency Development Fund, and Library Committee, where he made significant contributions. In this House, he was known for his thoughtful interventions and his unwavering commitment to accountability, oversight, and transformative development. Honorable Speaker, beyond the chambers of Parliament, Honorable Nyamo was a respected community leader and businessman. As chairman of Longhorn Publishers, he advanced educational publishing in Kenya, playing a vital role in expanding access to knowledge. His involvement in the lottery movement of Nairobi reflected his deep sense of service, earning him the affectionate pet name FT, short for Fun Times, which symbolizes his warmth, friendliness, and ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Honorable Nyamo's people-centered leadership and his legacy is etched not only in the projects he spearheaded, but also in the remarkable inspiration he imparted to young people and the community at large. Honorable Speaker, as we mourn the passing of this distinguished leader, we take solace in the enduring memory of his service and sacrifice. His death leaves a void, yet his contributions will continue to inspire current and future generations. The late F.T. Nyamo was cremated on Monday, 29 September, in accordance with his last wishes. Honorable Speaker, I convey my heartfelt condolences to the family of the late F.T. Nyamo, his family, and the people of Tetu, and the nation at large during this difficult time. May his soul rest in eternal peace. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Wandeto. We join you in wishing and sending our condolences to the people of Tetu and the family of the late F.T. Nyamo. If you wish to make a comment on this, kindly use the intervention. If not, let us be a bit, to be more orderly. We will get the statement from Honorable Biego for the late Honorable Elijah Langat. Then we can make comments together. So, Honorable Paul, you have the floor to make your statement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 259D, 2A, I rise to pay tribute to the former Member of Parliament for Chesumei, the late Honorable Elijah Kiptarbei Lagat, who passed away on 29 September 2025. Honorable Speaker, The late Hon Elijah Kiptarbei Lagat passed away on Monday, 29 September 2025 at the age of 59. His passing is a profound loss to his family, friends, and the community he served with unwavering dedication and commitment. The late Hon Lagat was born on 19th June 1966 and raised in Sanyak village within Chesume constituency, where he schooled in Sanyak Primary School and Sanyak Secondary School. He held a Bachelor of Arts degree and diploma in the adult education, both from the University of Eastern Africa, Baraton, until his death. The late Hon Lagat was serving as a board member at the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, known as NACADA. Honorable Speaker, the late Hon Elijah Lagat will be fondly remembered both for his outstanding athletic achievements and his distinguished public service. Before venturing into politics, he was a celebrated marathoner who earned international acclaim. Interestingly, his journey into long distance running began as a personal effort to reduce weight at the age of 27, which remarkably grew into a world-class career. Notably, he won the 104th edition of the Boston Marathon after edging out Ethiopia's Genzagen Abera in a record time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 4 seconds. It is within the same race that another Kenyan, Moses Tanui, finished in third place 3 seconds later. He also featured in the 1995 Frankfurt Marathon, finishing second with a time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 40 seconds. His first win came during the Berlin Marathon, where he took the top honors in a personal best time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 41 seconds, and later trumped at the 1998 Prague Marathon with a time of 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 52 seconds. Honorable Speaker, in 2002, the late Honorable Lagat vied for the Mgwen constituency parliamentary seat on a KANU ticket, but was unsuccessful. He remained undeterred, and in 2007, he successfully vied and was elected as the Member of Parliament for Mgwen constituency on the ODM ticket. He was also successfully re-elected in 2013, where he became the first elected Member of Parliament for the newly formed Chesume constituency, which I currently serve. During the 10th and 11th Parliaments, the late Hon Lagat served diligently as a vice chairperson of the Catering and Health Services Committee, as a member of the Labor and Social Welfare Committee too. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of this House, I extend our deepest condolences to the family of the late Honorable Elijah Kiptarbei Lagat, his friends, the great people of Chesume constituency and the entire Nandi, and the nation at large. As we mourn his loss, may we draw inspiration from his extraordinary life of service, humility, and dedication to humanity. May his soul rest in eternal peace. And in our mother tongue, Mutyo Mesing. Thank you.
Very well. We also send our condolences to the family of the late Honorable Lagat. I was lucky to have served with him in the 11th Parliament, and we pray for peace for his family. Honorable members, I will indulge a few of you to make comments, just 1 minute each. Then we will have a moment of silence for both of them. And we'll start with the Honorable Member, Dorothy Ikiara.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to join Honorable Wadeto and Honorable Paul in mourning these two gallant soldiers who served so diligently in this House. Honorable Chair, death is painful, but the legacies that we leave behind are never erased. I want to join the families and say, may their souls rest in eternal peace. At the same time, Honorable Speaker, allow me to join Honorable Mogo in mourning the death of the families that lost their loved ones. Honorable Speaker, as we mourn these loved ones, we want to draw lessons, Honorable Speaker, that life is too sacred to be lost. And we want to urge our drivers and all people who use either private or public service to be more cautious. Honorable Speaker, it's painful to learn that our whole family was wiped out. And for future, Honorable Speaker, let's also say, sometimes when we are traveling as families, we divide ourselves so that at least, if anything, in the event of any eventuality, we can be able to at least mourn few. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Amen.
Honorable Member for Nandi Hills.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, one more time to give me a chance to join my colleagues in condoling, mourning the loss of great leaders of this country. In particular, Honorable Lagat, who in Nandi was a beacon, a leader who, in his talent of sport, in the year 2000, he was in the same league with Catherine Dereba. When Catherine was leading in the women race, Lagat was cementing the position of Boston Marathon and lifting the name of this country to the higher level, and inspired many young people in Nandi and across the country so that they would be able to love sport. So I joined to really condole. And last is Lagat, having been a member of parliament for Mgwen and having been a member of parliament of Chesumei, he pioneered both of the two. He did fantastic projects in Nandi.
We'll keep it short. Honorable Nyakundi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for also giving me this chance. I also want to give my sincere, heartfelt condolences to the families of Honorable Langat and Honorable F.T. Nyamu for the loss. These are one of our members who we've lost, who are gallant soldiers, who really worked hard for the people of this country. To be specific, F.T. Nyamu was the founding member of Longhorn Publishers, and he was also the owner of Kenya School of Professional Studies, which many Kenyans passed through those schools. And for Langat, who was a member of parliament for Chesumei, who was also an athlete who nurtured talent and many young people, who showed a good example to many young people. We want to say pole sana to the people of Chesumei and the people of Tetu, and also to the leaders who are here. We want to say pole on behalf of those people. Thank you.
Member for Tinderet.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to join my colleagues in condoling our two great leaders, Honorable F.T. Nyamu and Honorable David Elijah Giptarbey Lagat. Honorable Speaker, I served in this House with Honorable Lagat, who was a committed member. He was an astute athlete, and in fact, if you look at his achievements in Boston, in London, and in all the leading cities in the world, he did a lot. More importantly, when he came to Parliament, he served with 2 terms as a member of Parliament in Mgwen and later on Chesumei. Elijah did great work in trying to reach the poor, establish schools. He even went on to fight for his community. Honorable F.T. Nyamu, a great publisher, and more importantly, he was an educationist. He played a big role in establishing private university education in this country. And I want to agree with my colleagues that we've lost two great men, and may their soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
Very well. Keitani.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to pass my condolences to the family, relatives, and the people of both Tetu and Chesume for the loss of these great men who served the various constituencies, FT Nyamo and Elijah Lagat, who served Chesume constituency, first Mgwen, then Chesume when the new constitution was promulgated. And for Elijah Lagat, I think he has played a very big role in the Kenyan history. History of Kenya in terms of sports will not be written without his name being there as being the world champion of the 104th Boston Marathon, which he ran and was a champion and in 2 hours and 9 seconds. And that, from being a runner to being a politician and succeeding in both fronts, tells us that he has actually served this country in both sides. And that actually goes to say that he will be remembered for all the good things that he has done for this country. May the souls of those two men rest in peace, and pole to the families and the greater nation, or the greater community of both Chesume and Tetu. Thank you.
Navaholo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the great people of Navaholo, myself and my family, allow me to join the two members of Parliament, the Honorable Wandeto and the Honorable, my good friend Polo, for the demise, following the demise of these two gallant sons. Honorable Speaker, you and I had the privilege of serving here with the Honorable Elijah Lagat. The only description I would want to give him, Honorable Speaker, is that he was ever a smiling person. He could come into the house, he is smiling, but he was very firm on what he wanted to achieve. As our representative, Honorable Speaker, on the Committee on Catering, I remember, Honorable Speaker, a time when the late Honorable Jacoyo Midiwo raised an issue with respect to what is being consumed in Parliament, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Elijah Lagat was very strong and firm to suggest to the committee, to the members, that he has to align what the Committee on Catering was as equal as any other committee, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, as strong as he was, I want to commend and say, may his soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Nikolong.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on my behalf and the people of Turkana East, I wish to send my condolences to the two families of our late brothers. Madam Speaker, if I can just say something about the late Lagat. Honorable Speaker, I was the Honorable Lagat in this house in 2013 to 2017. I remember one time when we were just taking Teardale Orange, Honorable Lagat, the late, told me a story of his life. And a story I can't forget in my life as a politician. The late told me about his life, going to the constituency every Friday, and he normally go with the youth, and when coming back, there are the youth who facilitate him to come back to Parliament every month.
Honorable Mwafrika member for Roysambu. It's 1 minute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. Also to join my colleagues to condole the families of the departed leaders who served in this house. Madam Speaker, FT Nyamo is on record of acquiring Wrongman Kenya Limited, which later became the Wronghorn Publishers. He contributed a lot to the education of this country, and Longhorn Publishers is known to have published several Kiswahili books like Kiswahili Mufti. May their souls rest in eternal peace.
Honorable Kuria Kimani.
Asante Speaker, yangu ni kuchukua nafasi hii kutoa wasia wangu kwa jamii ya familia hawa waheshimiwa wawili ambao wamepoteza maisha yao. Nafikiri ni kumbusho kwa sisi wote ya kwamba sisi wote mili hii si yetu, tuko katika safarini, na wakati mwenye mili hii atakaposema wakati umefika, basi haitakuwa budi basi ila sisi kuondoka kwenda kwa dunia ambayo hatuijui, ambayo tunaambiliwa. Kwa hivyo ni wakati wetu kukumbusha kujiandaa kila siku, kujihusisha na wenzetu katika mambo ambayo ni ya manufaa kwa jamii, kwa Mwenyezi Mungu na kwa familia zetu, na kila siku kumbuka kwamba wakati tu ndio haujafika, lakini pindi wakati huo ukifika sisi wote tutaondoka. Asante Mheshimiwa Speaker.
Kaluma, Honorable Kaluma.
Honorable Speaker, I register on my own behalf and on behalf of the people of Homa Bay Town constituency my deepest and heartfelt condolences on the passing on of the two of our former colleagues. Honorable Speaker, I knew FT Nyamu, I remember in the 10th Parliament, and I knew him at a time we were studying at the Faculty of Law, which was just across the road from an enterprise yard, which by that time I remember was called Kenya School of Professional Studies. My most sincere, and Kenya School of Professional Studies, I remember later became Inorero University. I want to condole the family and pray for God's strength for the family of FT Nyam. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Elijah Lagat, we served with him in the 11th Parliament here. A very amiable, very humble, very patriotic, very jovial, ever laughing in his interactions, nothing hard. And I remember, Honorable Speaker, when we approached the 2017 elections, at a time, Honorable Speaker, nobody in Rift Valley who is a politician would associate with our political formation. Honorable Elijah Lagat hosted me with my party leader, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga in Kapsabet, and he dressed Raila as a traditional leader of the Nandi community. May his soul rest in peace. May our good Lord comfort and strengthen the family of Elijah Lagat and, of course, the family of FT Nyamwe. Thank you.
Honorable Mawathe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to also join my colleagues in condoling with the families of our bereaved, our late brothers, our former colleagues. And I was aware of, I knew a little bit of Honorable FT Nyamu, the proprietor of the Longhorns Publishers, and we wish to pass our condolences to both families. May the Almighty God give them strength during these grieving times and tough times for them. Thank you.
Farah, Honorable Farah.
Madam Speaker, I also condole with the families of the two great leaders, former members of Parliament. I have had the pleasure of being a friend to FT Nyamo for well over 25 years. And long before he even became a member of Parliament for Tetu, and he was in the finance sector. I come from a constituency that has directly benefited from his support through Longhorn Publishers. I heard a lot about our other gallant MP Elijah Lagat, because he served this country in the manner he served. He brought us prestige and image and a lot of medals. So I want to condole with their families, both of the families. I want to tell the wife, Mjane wa ndugu yetu FT Nyamo, who is known to me, Halima Shaia, to bear this loss, and we wish you all the best in your future.
Honorable members, we shall have a moment of silence for our fallen colleagues. May we all be upstanding. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Next order.
Order number 8, Committee of the Whole House.
How do you get this? Order, honorable members. Honorable members, we are dealing, this is a committee stage for the Virtual Asset Services Providers Bill, National Assembly Bill number 15 of 2025.
Clause 3.
I propose the question that clause 3 be part of the bill. Yes, Honorable Kimani? You're supposed to move a deletion.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 3 be deleted as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, this proposed amendment deletes the definition of the term virtual asset service providers, which has been provided for in clause 2 of the bill. So since this has already been provided for in clause 2, that's why we don't need to have it in clause 3, and that's why we are proposing a deletion of clause 3 of the bill.
I propose that the question that clause 3 be deleted as proposed. I now put the question that clause 3 be deleted as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say aye? The ayes have it.
Clause 4.
Honorable members, I propose that the question that clause 4 be part of the bill.
Put the question.
I now put the question that clause 4 be part of the bill. As many of the opinion say aye? As many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 5.
I propose that the question that clause 5 be part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 5 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, this proposed amendment is a cleanup to the amendment. I think the drafters of the bill were using the old language for avoidance of doubt, which is no longer used on legal drafting, and therefore this amendment is now seeking to delete the words for avoidance of doubt, which appears in the introductory remarks. This amendment also seeks to exclude the virtual asset tokens from the Act. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I now propose that clause 4, sorry, I now propose that clause 4 of clause 5 be
be amended as proposed. I now put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed. As many of the opinion say aye. As many of the contrary say nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 5 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
As many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 6.
I propose that the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. There is no amendment to clause 6. Now, I now put the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 7. Clause 7.
So
I propose the question.
there's an amendment to clause 7.
Yes, I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 7 be amended as per the order paper. This proposed amendment is seeking to delete the obligation of regulatory authorities to provide feedback to the virtuous assets service providers on matters of detecting and reporting suspicious activities. Honorable Chair, this is because this particular provision proposed in clause 7 has already been provided for under clause 33(2) of the bill, and therefore there is no need to repeat it in clause 7. Therefore, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed. As many of the opinion say aye.
Aye.
As many of the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 7 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Aye. As many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 8.
I propose the question that clause 8 be part of the bill.
For the question.
I now put the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
I propose the question that clause 9 be part of the bill. Chairperson Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 9 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, this amendment is seeking to do a cleanup for the provisions of clause 9 so that it provides for a proper order and logical flow. So it's just a matter of providing for order and logical flow. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed. I now put the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed. As many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 9 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
I propose the question that clause 10 be part of the bill. Move the amendment.
So, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 10 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, this amendment is seeking to do a cleanup. It's providing for subclause 1 for permissible activities under this act. So, we're proposing to delete subclause 1 and substituting therefore with a new subclause 1, which reads in verbatim, the permissible activities under this act are as set out in first schedule to this act. So it's not just a cleanup, it's also providing in subclause 1 for permissible activities that will be allowed under this law. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed. I now put the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 10 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 11.
I propose the question that clause 11 be part of the bill.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 11 be amended as per the order paper. Again, Honorable Chair, this deletion of subclause 1 and substituting with a new clause as provided for in the order paper is providing for a cleanup and also seeking to do a proper and logical flow. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed. Any debate? I now put the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
The Honorable Russell, you have an issue? Before I...
Thank you very much, Chairman.
Yes.
Considering this is a very important bill, this particular amendment is to confirm that the idea of virtual business has to be within a controlled space through an authority, through the cabinet secretary, so that individuals, it doesn't matter in which part of the world they are, so long as they are doing business in Kenya, then somebody must be watching over their back. Thank you, Chairman.
I now put the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 11 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 12.
I propose the question that clause 12 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 12 be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye? As many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Mover?
13.
Yes, 13.
Yes, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 13 be amended as per the order paper. You're proposing, Honorable Chair, that clause 13 of the bill be amended in subclause 5 by deleting the words that person appearing immediately after provisions of subsection 2 or 3. Honorable Chair, this is a cleanup so that there is proper logical flow of that particular clause.
I propose the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed. Any debate?
For the question?
I now put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 13 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill.
For the question?
I now put the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
I propose the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Mover?
So, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 15 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, even though we really appreciate National Treasury for this very, very important bill, we all agree that this is one of the most poorly drafted bills that the committee has handled. We had to do really a lot of cleanup. Mistakes that should not really have found themselves in the publication of a bill. And just to give an example of this, Honorable Chair, clause 15, if you read, it says, a license granted under this act shall not be transferred or assigned without prior written approval of the relevant regulatory authority. And in subclause 2, any person who contravenes the provisions of the subsection 1, that person shall be liable to the administrative penalties specified under section 42F. The words, that person shall, is not really relevant in that particular clause, Honorable Speaker. And that's why now we are proposing that we delete the words, that person, and therefore the clause will read, therefore, if this House agrees with this amendment, that any person who contravenes the provisions of the subsection 1 shall be liable to the administrative penalties specified under section 42F. And therefore the words, that person, are not completely, they're not at all relevant in this particular clause. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. Any debate? I now put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 15 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 16.
I propose the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. Over.
Again, Honorable Chair, this is again a cleanup to clause 16, which reads, the relevant regulatory authority may suspend, vary, or revoke a virtual asset service provider license where it is of the opinion that, and provides for those conditions. But, Honorable Chair, if, it's common sense that the law talks about virtual asset service providers, and therefore, the use of the words a virtual asset service provider are completely unnecessary in this particular clause. And that's why now you're proposing to delete the words virtual asset service provider so that the law will read, the relevant regulatory authority may suspend, vary, or revoke a license where it is of opinion that, and provides now for those particular conditions. I'd like to move on, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. Yes, Honorable Kaluma.
Yeah, Chair, I support the proposed amendment by the Chair. And Chair, if you look at clause 16.1, which is being amended, I would ask that when looking at it, we also look at it with the definition of license. And under clause 2, license is defined to mean a virtual asset service provider license. So you cannot again repeat virtual service provider license. We just use license, so we delete virtual service provider, Chair. I support.
I now put the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 16 be amended as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 17.
I propose the question that clause 17 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 17 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 17.1 be amended in paragraph D by deleting the word send, appearing immediately after the words notification to be, and substituting therefore with the word sent. Honorable Chair, again, this is a cleanup of really very errors that should never have found themselves in such a piece of law. Where, if you read paragraph D, it says, 17.1 says, a licensee may surrender its license by giving a prior notice for surrender accomplished by the following information. So D, the notification to be sent to clients as at the surrender. You know, you cannot say that the notification shall be sent. The correct verb to use there would be shall be sent. And therefore, we are now deleting that word send and replacing therefore with the word sent to correct that particular grammatical error. Again, an error that should have never found itself in the publication of such a very important bill. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. Any debate?
For the question?
I now put the question that clause 17 be amended as proposed. Will as many as those opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 17 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 18, 19, and 20.
I propose the question that clauses 18, 19, and 20 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 18, 19, and 20 be part of the bill. Will as many of those opinions say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 21.
I propose the question that clause 21 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 21 be amended as follows, that clause 21 be amended in A, in subclause 1, by deleting the word subsection 2, and in subclause 4, by deleting the words that person appearing immediately after the words provisions of this particular section. And therefore, Honorable Chair, again, this is just a cleanup to make sure that this law has not just we correct the grammatical errors on the bill, but also ensure that the bill has logical flow. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose a question that clause 21, sorry, yes, I propose a question that clause 21 be amended as proposed.
For the question.
I now put the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed. Will as many as opponents say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as contrary opponents say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 21 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as opponents say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as contrary opponents say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 22, 23, and 24.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 22, 23, and 24 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 22, 23, and 24 be part of the bill. Will as many as opinions say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 25.
I propose the question that clause 25 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 25 be amended in A, in paragraph E, by deleting the words anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism finance, and something therefore with the words AML, CFT, slash CPF. And in paragraph, and B, in paragraph S, by deleting the words comply, and something therefore with the word complies immediately after subparagraph 4. So in A, Honorable Chair, the words anti-money laundering, counter-terrorism are easily substituted with the initials, abbreviations, AML slash CFT slash CPF. And you'll find that in other places in the bill where we are referring to anti-money laundering, counter-terrorism finance, we use the abbreviations AML or CFT or CPF, and therefore we don't need again to, for the sake of consistency. That's why now we are deleting the words anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism finance and deleting that with the abbreviations. And in paragraph B, by deleting the word comply, to replace it with the word complies to make sure that it's grammatically correct. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 25 be amended as proposed. Any debate? Yes. Honorable Kaluma.
Yeah, Honorable Chair, I support the amendment in clause 25B, but Honorable Chair, I don't agree with the proposed amendment by way of clause to clause 25A. This is because, Chair, if you look at clause 2, the abbreviations herein are not defined unless they are proposed to be defined in the committee's amendment. What is defined in clause 2, Honorable Chair, is anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism finance, which is what we are seeking to delete for an abbreviation, which, unless specifically defined, Honorable Chair, may be abbreviations for other things according to the people using them. So this I would request the Chair to drop, unless, of course, we are taking the abbreviations to clause 2, not the whole phrase.
The Honorable Mover.
Honorable Chair, I thank you very much, Honorable Kaluma, for your remarks and for your very keen observation. You'll notice that later on, we'll be moving an amendment to clause 2 to provide for definitions of those particular abbreviations. So it's just that for the floor of the Committee of the Whole House, we don't start with clause 2, but ordinarily then we'll have started the definition and then now moving to clause 3. But even if you check on the other paper, we are proposing amendment to clause 2 to provide now for definitions of AML and CFT and CPF to mean anti-money laundering, countering the finance of terrorism, and countering proliferation financing.
You in agreement? I propose the question that clause 25 be amended as proposed.
Put the question.
I now put the question that clause 25 be amended as proposed. As many as opinions say aye?
Aye.
As many as contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 25 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 26 and 27.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 26 and 27 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 26 and 27 be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 28.
Honorable members, I propose that the question that clause 28 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 28 be amended in the bill in subclause 5, beginning the words "that person" appearing immediately after the words "provisions of subsection 1 or 4" in this section. Honorable Chair, if I read out that particular section, it is a person who contravenes the provisions of subsection 1 or 4 of this section, that person commits an offense. And so we are proposing to delete the words "that person" so that the law will read a person who contravenes the provisions of subsection 1 or 4 of this section commits an offense and is liable upon conviction to a fine or imprisonment or to both as specified in section 41(1). Honorable Chair, the words "that person" is not at all relevant in this particular law, and that's why we are now proposing the deletion of the word "that person" so that we have a better drafting language for this particular law.
I propose a question that clause 28 be amended as proposed. Any debate? I now put the question that clause 28 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 28 be as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 29, 30, 31, and 32.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 29, 30, 31, and 32 be part of the bill.
Put the question.
I now put the question that the clauses 29, 30, 31, and 32 be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 33.
I propose the question that clause 33 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 33 be amended as per the order paper. Again, this is a matter as we have debated earlier and raised as a point of concern by the Honorable MP for Homa Bay, the Honorable Peter Kaluma, on the use of abbreviations AML, CFT, and CPF to mean anti-money laundering, counter-finance terrorism, and counter purification financing, respectively. So by deleting now the use of the words in full to using the words of to replacing that using abbreviations, and again, without belaboring, this new abbreviations will be defined by an amendment that we are going to introduce later in this particular session by an amendment to clause 2 of the bill.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 33 be amended as proposed. I now put the question that clause 33 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 33 be as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 34.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 34 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 34 be amended as per the order paper. Again, this is replacing the words anti-money laundering, counter-terrorism financing, and counter-purification of funds with the abbreviations AML/CFT and /CPF respectively, as discussed earlier in the previous amendment that we just approved on clause 33.
I now propose the question that clause 34 be amended as proposed.
For the question.
I now put the question that clause 34 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 34 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 35.
I propose the question that clause 35 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 35 be amended in subclause 2 by reading the words "for avoidance of doubt," in subclause 6 by reading the words "that person," appearing immediately after the words false or misleading, and subclause 7, bearing the words that person, appearing immediately after words subsection 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, this is as per the description I've given earlier. The use of the words that person is not relevant at all in this particular legislative proposal. And secondly, the use of for avoidance of doubt is language that was used in ancient legal drafting language, and which is no longer used now in drafting language. Therefore, we are now proposing to delete the words for avoidance of doubt. For example, in clause 5.2, to lead a natural person shall not be liable to promote or issue a virtue asset offering in or from Kenya. And by now, after now deleting the words for avoidance of doubt, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 35 be amended as proposed. Yes, Kaluma.
Yeah, Chair, I support the amendment. Chair, it appears the drafting of clause 35 was by a person in judicial office, or formally in judicial office. In terms of legal drafting, we don't make emphasis by starting, obligations by saying for the avoidance of doubt. We directly speak the legal position that should obligate. And so the deletion of for the avoidance of doubt will leave us with the natural person shall not be eligible to promote or issue, so that you are directly indicating an obligation and offering guidance by way of law. The others, of course, are for cleaner purposes. I support.
You support the amendment?
Yeah.
I now put the question that clause 35 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 35 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 36, 37, and 38.
I propose the question that clauses 36, 37, and 38 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 36, 37, and 38 be part of the bill. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 39.
I propose the question that clause 39 be part of the bill. Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 39 of the bill be amended to clause 6 by deleting the words that person appearing immediately after the words false or misleading. And again, this is the deletion of the word that person because it's not relevant at all in the current and modern legal drafting language. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Fair enough. I propose the question that clause 39 be amended as proposed. I now put the question that clause 39 be amended as proposed. Will as many of the opinion say aye? Will as many of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 40, 41.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48 and 49 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 50.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 50 be part of the bill. Over.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 50 be amended by deleting subsection 2 and submitting therefore with the following new section 2 without prejudice to generality of subsection 1. The obligations made under this act may describe the form of application. It's quite a long amendment. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that this particular amendment be amended as per the order paper. And the reasoning is we are providing for a very comprehensive amendments to make provisions and give powers to the Cabinet Secretary so that the Cabinet Secretary is able to make regulations to operationalize this act. This bill is seeking to regulate a very new era of virtual asset ecosystem. In that regard, we are now amending the bill to allow the Cabinet Secretary to make regulations to provide for matters such as, and not limited to, the insurance requirements for various categories of virtual asset requirements, for initial coin offering, requirements for listing tokenized assets on security exchange, and requirements for issuance and use of stable coins. Honorable Chair, the whole ecosystem of virtual assets involves stablecoins, involves the exchanges, involves initial coin offering, and also the conversion of virtual assets into fiat currency. And therefore, all these processes are so technical that they need a legal provision which is not possible to provide in a piece of legislative, in a piece of law, and therefore can only be provided for in regulations. So this particular amendment is now giving power to the Cabinet Secretary responsible for matters of National Treasury to make regulations to guide and to regulate this particular ecosystem of virtual assets as explained. I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 50 be amended as proposed. Yes, Kaluma.
Chair, the power to make law lies with this parliament, and in very specified cases, parliament can donate that power to regulation-making authorities. And Chair, in terms of the bill, if you look at clause 50, subclause 1, a general power is given. But we are saying in terms of the amendments being proposed at subclause 2, which I support, Honorable Chair, that being a donated power, Parliament must specify to the authority matters over which the authority can, exercise that power. That enables, Parliament to keep control. And so by the amendments to subclause 2, we are expanding the scope of matters over which Parliament is donating powers for purposes of regulation making, while also excluding a few which were initially given, Honorable Chair, which are powers which can only be exercised by Parliament for purposes of, control of that delegated authority. Therefore, support, Honorable Chair.
Yes, Honorable Raso. Honorable Raso.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, I would support this particular amendment on a limb. Regulation is what operationalizes a law, whether it is existing or whether it is being crafted. And I think in this particular case, we can only give ground as lawmakers in this land that to first put this law before our people, then we can have this regulation as crafted alongside the suggested amendment. But going forward in the future, considering this is a new environment, the idea of virtual asset is a new environment, not just in Kenya, but around the world. So for that reason, we would expect that the Cabinet Secretary must come up with drafts of regulation for this particular management of these assets, because it is really about finance. And it is a living thing. It will keep on growing. If we are just going to attach it to a parent law, then it simply means we'll be amending it every other time. I hope the chairman has noted my concern, but for now, I support it. Thank you, Chairman.
Chairman.
Honorable Chair, I read not with concern the remarks raised by the honorable member. And yes, in fact, we actually delayed a bit in terms of tabling a report of this House and approving these amendments so that we could seek concurrence with the National Treasury and the Central Bank and the stakeholders on these particular matters. Because sometimes we feel that when some particular gaps are left to be filled through regulations. And remember, Honorable Chair, maybe in future even, this House may seek to amend our standing orders to change where regulations go, because regulations are approved by the Committee on Delegated Legislation. And so, and now, remember, the Committee on Delegated Legislation has not dealt with the bill in the first place, and therefore they are bombarded with something that, of a new sector. And every regulation in this House, whether it's about health, finance, transport, water, agriculture, goes to the same committee. Honorable Chair, it is common sense that you cannot be an authority in all these fields. And therefore, Honorable Chair, we stand a risk of some regulations being passed in this House in a way that maybe they would have been done better. And remember, again, our standing orders say that we cannot amend regulations. So they're either approved as they are or rejected in totality. And therefore, this is a lacuna that we need perhaps to rethink as this House and think how we can fix it. But now, leaving such serious decisions that have even key impact, including on our fiscal and monetary policy, such as the issuance of stable coins and all that, being left to be operationalized through a regulation, I think is a big gap in itself that this House should endeavor to fix. But I agree with the statements raised in the Honorable Chair, and it's something that the Committee on Finance and National Planning is seriously considering in the future. I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Yes, where? Proceed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. I think, as Chair said earlier, this bill was poorly drafted. And Chair, this is a very new area. I think in Africa, we are the third country which is having this kind of law in Africa. And even when you look at even developed countries like US, they just enacted a law on virtual assets. So because the law is evolving, and this sector is very new and is evolving, I think we can take whatever it is here as we think of amending the law as new issues evolve. Thank you very, very much, Chair.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 50 be amended as proposed. Now, honorable members, I now put the question that clause 50 be amended